This is how you play the 1, 4, 5, 7 to 5, 5, 7, 1 chord progression in C major. For the chords, we're going to start off with C major in first inversion. To move to the 4, keep your top note and move the bottom 2 up a step. You should have F, A, C because the 4th note in C major, 1, 2, 3, 4, is F, so this F major chord. To get to the 5, 7 to 5, you're going to keep these top 2 notes, and that bottom note is just going to go up a half step. You should have F sharp, A, C, because the 5th note in C major is G, and then the 5th note of G is D, so we're on a D7 chord. But you'll notice we're missing D, so if we wanted to, we could just move our 1 in the left hand to D. To get to our 5-7 chord, all notes are going to go down a step. Bottom note's going to go down a half step, back to where it was. And then the top 2 notes, notice I moved my 1 back to C in the left hand, are going to move down a step. So you should have F, G, and B, and play them all together. And this is the G7 chord because the 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is G. So 5, 7 would be a G7 chord. And then back to 1. And we use our short-term memory to go back to 1, but if you want to know the move, the middle note stays the same. We just switch to 3 in the left hand. And then the outside notes move in opposite direction. Top note goes up, bottom note goes down. Let's put that together saying the moves. For the 5, 7 to 5, to keep things simple, I'm just going to go ahead and leave D out. 1, 2, starting on the 1 in first inversion. Bottom 2 move up. Bottom 1 up a half step. Everything down a step. Back to 1. Now let's go through and say our Roman numerals. 1, 2, ready, play. 1, 4, 5, 7 to 5, 5, 7, 1. And if you're not exactly understanding how each of these is those Roman numerals, it's still important to say them because it trains your ear. This is what a 5, 7 to 5 sounds like. This is what a 5, 7 sounds like. This is what a 1 sounds like. Now let's go through and say our chord names. And our chord names are based on the Roman numeral. The Roman numeral gives us the root of the chord, and so that's the letter name we say. For example, when we say 1, the first note in C is C, so that's C major. When we say 4, the 4th note is F, and it sounds major, so we're going to say F major. When we go to the 5, 7 to 5, the 5 is G, and the 5 of that is D, so we're going to go and say D7, even though we're missing D. And then when we go to 5, 7, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is G, it's a G7 chord. And when we go back to 1, we'll say C major. 1, 2, ready, go. C major, F major, D7, G7, C major. And now we're ready for what we've been doing all along this quarter, which is right-hand chords with a left-hand bass line. We're going to say our chords again, but this time we're directing our left hand what to play. This is where we get to put D into that D7 chord. So whenever we say C major, our left hand's going to play a C. When we say F major, our left hand's going to play an F. When we say D7, our left hand's going to play D. G7 plays a G, and back to C major, plays a C. Right hand's going to continue doing the chords it's been doing. 1, 2, ready, play, and say C major, F major, D7, G7, C major. And that's more likely how it'll show up in music, though it can show up the parallel way also. Let's go with the metronome to see how exam ready we are. We're going to hold each one for 2 counts. Let's do the parallel first. 1, 2, ready, go. Now let's go to the bass line. 1, 2, ready, play.